Shalom, all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of the Great Millstone. Bashem Kakwadash, Shalom to the 144,000 elect prophets. This is why the U.S. and Europe still buy Russian nuclear fuel. So the point is for this lesson is, they're all really working together. Now, they disagree on certain points, but they're working together. The U.S., because, Russia's the big red bear, right? And, they're aggressive, attacking the Ukrainians, and they're supposed to be with the West, so it's the East against the West, but they're really still working together. And what we've seen is just, political theater, smoke and mirrors. Eventually, they will mutually destroy each other. Well, really, America, Babylon is really the only thing that's going to be completely incinerated and wiped off the face of the earth is Babylon, America. But eventually, they'll have a third world's war. But as you can see here, and the AI helped me, what they call AI anyway, the U.S. and Europe still buy Russian nuclear fuel because Russia is the world's cheapest producer of enriched uranium. In 2022, Russia supplied about a quarter of the enriched uranium purchased by U.S. nuclear power reactors. So I thought that the Russians were the enemy. This is why you can't just believe everything you hear in the news, hear and see in the news. Right? The Russians are apparently so evil. Well, so if they're so evil, why is the United States still buying, and Europe still buying enriched uranium from the Russians? All right, because they control what you see in the news. They control the wars. All right, they control the different outbreaks of pestilence. All right. Russia's nuclear products have provided Moscow with hundreds of millions of dollars in much needed revenue as it wages war in Ukraine. Okay. Well, they've been making the money, and it didn't stop just because of damn war. All right. So I have this precept here. It says, Proverbs 14:15, the simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his goings. Yeah, Russia's still getting business from all these nations, even America, Europe, all these nations that say, we're not buying oil from you no more. That's all bullshit. All right. They might have reduced the supply or stopped the supply, but they're getting other resources. All right, from Russia. And one that's confirmed is enriched uranium. Washington Post, democracy dies in darkness. Why the U.S. and Europe still buy Russian nuclear fuel? Well, because all really working together to put forth the agenda for the new system coming in. All right. Why? Because it's cheaper. If y'all really wanted to have an economic block, you would just cut them off. But then you would be cutting your own foot off because Russia is a major power in the earth. So if you start cutting Russia out of 100% of everything, then the West dies, America dies, Europe dies. You can't do that. All right, they got to develop another system in which they don't need the uranium and other supplies. The U.S. and its European allies move fast to choke exports of Russian oil, natural gas, and coal after Vladimir Putin ordered troops into Ukraine. When it comes to atomic energy, however, Kremlin-controlled Rosatom Corporation continues to be the dominant source of fuel for the world's nuclear power stations, supplying about half. Here we go. About half of the global's demand for enriched uranium. Yes, allow. Western nations are racing to reconstitute their own processing capacity. Yes, that's how you know it's all, we're going to cut you off from there. So Esau, he's a really bad business partner. All right. Let's go down. I think I saw Russia enriches the most uranium. Enriched uranium is the key input for nuclear reactor fuel. So if Russia really hated everybody, they could just say, we're not selling you enriched uranium anymore. because it's political theater. They're trying to make you seem like Russia is the worst thing that ever happened to the world. All right, but they're really working together, and a lot of business. They're still doing a lot of business. Why is Russia dominant? Come on, Urenco, UK, NL. Is that Netherlands? I'm not sure. DE, I believe that's Germany. France, China. We got Russia and other. All right, separate work units year. Okay, I don't know what other is, but let's go down to have something highlights it. Perceived economic vulnerability on both sides of the Atlantic is prompting unprecedented cooperation in rebooting the nuclear fuel cycle. So the U.S. and Canada in March pledged to jointly rebuild North American capacity. So they said they're working on it. All right. So that's how you know it's a big ass game. They're totally against Russia, but oh, you know what? We're still going to do business with you with nuclear fuel. So we know it's about money. It's about money. All right, and lies and witchcraft. All right, because when you go to Revelation 13, they still see how they're still doing business on a nuclear level. All right, when they implement the implant, all right, they're all going to agree on that also. Revelation 3:16, and he calls with all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right, so that buying and selling without the implant is going to be worldwide. That's another thing they're still going to do business with. They're still going to agree on. I don't know if the currencies are going to be separate, but all the nations are going to use the same system. All right, of medium of exchange. They're all going to use the RFID implant technology. All right, to buy and sell. All right, they're all going to agree to use that system. All right, and what they're going to be trading, still paying for their nuclear materials. All right, which is already electronic anyway. On that level, is still they not. I don't think they're exchanging notes or paper money anyway. But they're all going to agree. So as you can see here, they're lying about how they're not cooperating with Russia. They're still cooperating with Russia on many levels. All right, so look well to your goings. Just don't believe everything you hear and see on the news. A lot of it is political theater to put you in fear and to make you comply speedily with government orders, like with the Pope. They put you in fear. All right, so you can go run and take the drug. All right. Pay attention to what Solomon said. Look, be like the church in Berea. You gotta research things out. I guarantee 99% of people don't even know that the U.S. and Europe buys enriched uranium from Russia, and they continue to buy enriched uranium from Russia. If they hated them so much, they were so evil, you would just cut them off. The United States and Europe can enrich their own damn uranium. All right, this is a fact. The fact that it's cheaper by how much? Like 90% or something like that? I don't know. I don't know where they even find that at. Maybe I can look it up. But you can look it up on your own. Is it that much cheaper that they can't just cut them off and enrich their own uranium? America can enrich their uranium. Germany, France, Britain, they can enrich their own uranium. But they're buying it from Russia because they got an agreement in the back on the so-called, how to say, on the back end. All right, They're working together. All right. Now, eventually, they'll get into a third world war, but we know they're working together, all of them. All right. So, Proverbs 14. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his goings. All right. Let's hope you edified. Shalom. Shalom.